to see you too.
Okay. Oh, dang. Okay, so, like Chuck said, my name is Jason. Although if you've been here before, you probably already know my name is Jason. If this is your first time here, again, my name is Jason. Anyway, April 1st, April Fool's Day, a day that I hate almost as much as Valentine's Day, because throughout my life I have been way too trusting of people. Like whenever I first moved to this town, I got a phone call from the Clearfield Welcoming Committee, welcoming to the town, saying like, it's nice to have you here, and I thought that was just wonderfully touching. And I called my parents and told them about that. There is no Clearfield Welcoming Committee. It was some friends of mine doing that. So, speaking of that, I hope you can see me, in the middle of all my close friends here. I hope I stand out. But anyway, I don't go in for pranks, so I only will talk about things that I find foolish tonight. Starting with a doctor's appointment that I had recently. I forget every time I go in now that thanks to the pandemic, they have a mental health questionnaire at the beginning. Now, that's important. I understand that. If someone's struggling, you want to find out why there's time to help. However, I don't really think that scoring your mental health like you're playing Super Mario is really the way to go. Each one of the questions has scored 1 to 5. I could see someone go like, I got 27 out of a possible 30. What did you do? And also, the questionnaire that they gave me, it looked like it had been copied roughly 7,000 times before it got to me. Every single line was crooked and stretched and blurry, to the point that I honestly almost went up there and said, like, let me take this home and retype it for you. Which I think we can all agree is something that only a psychopath would do. So maybe I didn't need to take the questionnaire in the first place. But I finished that, and then I'm in the waiting room, waiting, and I happened to look around the different medical ads, and there was one that said, your heart doesn't just belong to you, protect it. That sounds vaguely ominous. Like, who else does my heart belong to? Like, am I going to be home one day? Is there going to be a knock on the door? Or my doorbell? They could use the doorbell. I would hear either. I mean, unless I was, like, up in the attic or, like, taking a shower or down in the basement or, like, in the dungeon. I don't have a dungeon. Why would I say I have a dungeon? Like, there's no dungeon in my house. It's just a normal basement, honestly. But anyway, I would go out to the door, and the person would say, like, we're foreclosing on your heart. You've missed the last 5 payments, which is totally BS because I have that deducted from my bank account automatically, and I have the receipts. I don't know who he's trying to fool. Or like, oh man, just go out to the door there, and there's a large Italian man named Guido saying like, awful nice heart you have there. Be a shame if something happened to it. I don't want to have to be paying protection on my own heart. But ads bother me anyway. Oh, by the way, that was an ad for aspirin, which, by the way, I'm not going to take because it just made me think that if I take it, I'm going to have a large Italian man show up at my door with a hacksaw and a bucket saying, the heart's coming with me. Ads bother me. Like all the automotive ads that you see now, every one of them has the disclaimer at the bottom, professional driver on a closed course, do not attempt. And what kind of daredevil stunts are they performing? What kind of fast and furious stuff is about to show up on the screen? They're driving down an empty country road at 55 miles an hour. Do you know how much I would love to be able to do that? Don't tell me not to attempt that. That would be glorious, just to not have to worry about someone hitting my rear bumper or getting into a head-on collision with someone who wasn't paying attention because they were fiddling with their Bluetooth and forgot to watch the road. But one last thing I'm going to talk about, something very foolish, I think, is women, you ought to be thankful that you can't see into the men's restrooms. Because whatever respect you have for us would be gone immediately. And I'm not even talking about because it's gross. I'm talking about because of the stupidity. We are the reason why there is so much automation in the modern public restroom. Automatic flushing, we couldn't handle it. Guy'd go in there, do what he had to, and say like, I'll leave it for the next guy. Next guy'd come in and say like, I'll leave it for the next guy. Sometimes that chain would continue for hours, days, until finally some poor fool walks in and you just hear, oh, sweet Moses! And then there's frantic flushing and swearing. Automatic faucets? We couldn't be trusted. Like maybe a guy will remember to wash his hands, but we couldn't be counted on to actually turn the water off. I know there are some places that had to come in from like a 3-day weekend to open the place back up, and there's like a waterfall going out the front door. Automatic paper towel dispensers? We couldn't be trusted to take the 1 or 2 sheets that we needed to actually dry our hands. No, a guy would be going like, I'm gonna make myself an Egyptian mummy. Automatic lights? We couldn't be trusted with lights. I've had times where I've been in there and the lights have gone off because the guy that was there in front of me just decided, like, I'm going to have some fun with the person. And it's going to get worse. I can see totally in a couple of years, there are going to be sensors by the sink. And there's going to be a sign whenever you go walking out of the men's room, washed hands, didn't wash hands. All because we couldn't be trusted. So try not to be foolish the rest of this day. Enjoy the evening, and I will see you again.
Thanks, Jason. Jason, always great having you here. We're going to keep things going.